Hey guys, welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about concealed carry. And this is going to be more geared towards our new shooters out there. This is 5 helpful tips for concealed carry. I've been concealed carrying for quite a while. I want to say 13 or 14 years. I'm a teacher. I was getting into the teaching profession. We heard nothing but school shootings absolutely everywhere. So I wanted to train myself to be able to shoot guns well and to protect myself in certain situations. So that's why I got into concealed carry. Now, whatever your story is, that's awesome. I'm glad that you guys are choosing to get into concealed carry because everybody needs to be doing it. We need to be protecting ourselves out there. So I have 5 tips for you guys that we are going to get into today. So let's get right into it. All right, let's go to helpful tip number 1, and that is picking a firearm that is good for you. I made that mistake early on where I followed all my favorite YouTubers and I got the gun that they liked, and it was a 43X, and I took it to the range and I shot it, and it was snappy and too small, and I was super pissed. So what I'm going to tell you guys is, yes, you can follow certain YouTubers out there on their suggestions for guns, but go out there and do your own research. Rent guns at the range, check them out at the gun shops, put them in your hands, shoot them, do as much research you can with these guns before you go out and buy them. There's 3 different types of guns that you have a chance to choose from. There is a full-size gun, which looks like this. This is actually bigger than a full-size gun, but you get the point. This is a Glock 34 with a full-size grip. Pros about this kind of gun is you get a full grip no matter what on the gun. They come with different kinds of back straps, so you can really adjust the gun to your hand. The downside is it's huge, it's heavy, it's hard to conceal sometimes. Then you can step down to what's called a compact gun. A compact gun in the Glock world anyway is a Glock 19. You do not have to choose Glocks, guys. I just have a lot of Glocks lying around. Okay, but a Glock 19 is a smaller type of gun that's incredibly shootable still, that is a little bit smaller than a full-size gun, that you can conceal a little bit better than a full-size gun. What I like about this is it kind of still retains how fat the grip is. If you have big hands like I do, this gun is great to where it is comfortable in the hand. You can shoot this gun, you can adjust this gun with back straps to kind of get the correct trigger pull. Or you can step it all the way down to the most popular guns for concealed carry, which are the subcompact guns. Now the subcompact guns, the pros of these is they conceal really well. The cons of a subcompact gun is they're a little snappy on the recoil. They're a little bit harder to shoot than some of these bigger guns are. Piggybacking off of firearms is a holster. Making sure you have a good holster. So you first have to decide, where do I want to carry this thing? Do I want to carry it in front in appendix? Do I want to carry it on the side with 3 o'clock? Or do I want to carry it on my back with 5 o'clock? My recommendation is find where you want to carry first on your body. Then I want you to pick a firearm that you want to carry. For me, I told you before, I am a big fan of the Glock 19. This is the gun. I started with this gun, and then I went to a bunch of different other kinds of guns. Then I came back to this gun. I carry this gun year round. Now, after I find my gun that I want to carry year round, then I kind of go after the holster that I want to carry. Now, I have a whole drawer of holsters. I'm sure most guys out here on the internet have a whole drawer of holsters. It's okay to have a whole drawer of holsters because you want to find the one that's right for you. Most people out there, there's a lot of people out there that this doesn't work. It is not comfortable for them, and that's great. And that's what you have to find out for yourself. I can't find that out for you. You have to find that out for yourself. So try a bunch of different kinds of holsters. I know it's a waste of money and it's a waste of time, but I'm telling you, in the end, when you find that perfect system, concealed carry gets so much easier when you find the right setup. Helpful tip number 2 is start with a bigger gun. Now, I don't mean start concealed carrying with a bigger gun. I mean start your shooting journey with a bigger gun, because you really got to get good at 3 things. You got to get a good master grip on the gun. I don't care what master grip you choose. If you want the passive grip with your hand way down here, if you want the hands high grip, it does not matter. Just pick one and run with it. And the second thing is you have to have a good trigger pull. So this is empty, by the way. You have to pull this trigger straight back. Okay, what you don't want to do, and what a lot of new shooters do, is when they're firing, they pull down and left with their trigger, and that kind of yanks the gun down and left. What you really want to do is get rid of that and pulling that trigger straight back and keeping that gun nice and straight, okay, towards the target. And the third thing you want to do is get really, really tight groups with a bigger gun. When you get tight groups with a bigger gun, you get a good trigger pull and you get a good master grip, then you can think about going to smaller types of firearms. All right? Very helpful tip there. Don't skip that one. Concealed carry tip number 3 is ammo. Make sure you're picking the right kind of ammo. Now, this is completely personal preference. It seems everybody gets in tiff over this. Hollow point versus target ammo. I know a lot of good shooters and military members that still carry target ammo with them, and there is a place for target ammo. It has very high penetration, so if you're inside of a vehicle or you're shooting into a vehicle, this is great ammo to have. The downside is it penetrates really, really well. So if you're shooting this inside of a house, there's a possibility it goes through walls and hits people that you don't want it to hit. If somebody breaks into your house or whatnot, or if you're out and about and somebody is shooting at you and you're shooting back at them, there's a possibility it can go through them and hit the person behind them, which is a big no-go in concealed carry. Your other option is a hollow point. Now, a hollow point's job is to hit the target and then spread out inside the target and not over penetrate behind them. This is kind of the main, what we try to force people to carry is hollow points, especially if you live in a busy area with lots of people. Making sure you're hitting your target and it's going and it's stopping inside of that target. The next thing you have to talk about is grains, like what grains are going with each one. Like both of these have different types of grains that you can get. The main ones, the factory ones, are 115 grain, 124, and 147. Now, the rule of thumb here is the more grains you get usually means the bigger gun. You're going to find if you get a bigger grain with a smaller gun, that recoil impulse is going to be a lot worse. It's going to be really snappy. The recoil is going to hit this gun a lot more. It's going to feel like it hits back into your hand really hard every time you fire it. I recommend 115 grain ammo for these smaller guns. These mid-sized guns, these compact guns, you have the choice. You can do 124s, you can do 147s, or in my case, I'm doing the 135s. This can pretty much eat up anything. If you want to do 115 through here, you can do that too. It's entirely up to you. Helpful tip number 4 is sitting comfortably with your firearm. Now that gets a lot of questions on that, to where, hey, carrying a firearm is very uncomfortable. And you're right, it is very uncomfortable. But you have to know how to manipulate the gun when you're sitting or standing or walking or driving. And it's really easy to do. I am mainly going to talk about appendix because that's all I carry is appendix. And it's very, very simple when you're sitting down. So with Glock 19, I'm going to use my Tier 1 concealed Axis Elite holster here. When I put this gun on and I am about to sit down, let's say I'm going into a restaurant. When I go into the restaurant, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my thumb kind of behind the gun and pinch behind the gun. And as I'm sitting down, I'm going to pull my belt out. And I am going to sit down and get comfortable. And I am actually going to push this gun on top, put this gun on top of my stomach here to where it is nice and comfortable. When it's in a comfortable spot, I'm going to take my shirt and I'm going to kind of loosen it over top of the gun so you don't know that a gun is there. Very simple to do. You can do this as you're driving, or you can do this when you're sitting anywhere, like if you're going out to eat. You can still carry a gun, and that is the simplest way I've found to sit down comfortably with whatever gun you choose. Helpful tip number 5 is wearing appropriate clothing when you're concealed carrying. I don't want you to change your wardrobe completely. If you have to do that, I feel like you're carrying a gun that's a little too big, or you're wearing too tight of clothes. Okay, the goal here is with concealed carry is you can wear tighter clothes that are up top. They make guys' clothes that are tighter around the chest and then they're looser down below. And I wear a lot of those kinds of shirts, like Carhartts are tighter on the top, looser on the bottom. I can conceal in a Carhartt all day long. Flannels, Hawaiian shirts, any just regular types of t-shirts, you will be able to conceal carry in those types of clothing. Don't freak out about printing, okay? Everybody looks down, they freak out like if somebody can see the gun. Most people are not even looking to see that you have a gun down there. Okay, the only people that are looking to see if you have a gun down there are people that conceal carry or police officers, because that is something they just naturally look for. So wear clothing that's a little bit looser. I don't want you to look like you have huge baggy clothes on, but if you wear tighter shirts, think about wearing a little bit looser shirts or wearing a cover garment that kind of goes over top of the t-shirt that kind of hides the gun a little bit. Wearing patterned shirts really helps. Wearing darker shirts really helps you conceal that gun really well. I like a lot of flannels that have those crisscross patterns that kind of break up that printing a little bit. Let me know, guys, in the comments if this video helped you. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you really like this content. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Remember to train hard, get strong, be a protector. If no one said they love you today, I love you guys. God bless you all.